Good evening, ladies. How are you doing? And happy National Scrapbook Weekend! It is so good. I played all day yesterday. Sorry, I have a cough and it is horrendous. Hopefully I can get through the whole evening. All right, let me find us on my iPad so I can watch for who joins. When you join in, please say hi that you're here so I know that somebody's on with me. Okie dokie. So we're going to kind of go over our supplies. I am going to use some alphabet letter stickers. You're going to need some photos that are, 2 of them are 4x6. One of them is like a 4x5 or a 4x6. And then you need 4 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So we'll talk about those pictures in a little bit. All right, I am going to start off with 2 white bases. And I'm going to have some specialty paper. Now this paper is from, oh man, I already forgot the name of this one. Oh, I really need to write this stuff down. I can't remember. We'll look for it in a second. So this one piece is a 1/2 by 12, and you only needed 1 of those. Now this piece, you need 2 pieces. One at 9.5 by 10 3/4, and this should have said 9.5 by 6. Oh my goodness, I need to watch what I write. A bunch of embellishments, some cardstock at various widths, and then another pattern to bring it all together. So I'm going to look for this pattern paper pack right now so I can show it to you. Oh, it's called Garden Poetry. See, I knew I'd remember it once I stood up. It is called Garden Poetry. It is such a pretty pack. And I will be using this the entire month of May. So you would have this beautiful floral, and then on the back side you have more of a wash. So what's cool about this is that one side has the pattern, and then the other side is more of a soft, subtle wash. I mean, look at that ombre. It's so pretty. When I saw this pack at first, I was like, I don't need another flower. Well, then a friend of mine, she's like, no, look at the back side, the B side. And the B side really won me over. So you have shades of purples, shades of oranges and greens. I mean, and then everything is an ombre. So this is called Garden Poetry, and it is online exclusive. So here, now we can really see what this paper looks like. So you would have, this is considered an A side, the side that has the most dominant patterns, and then your back side is considered your B. So this is very soft and subtle and could be used for so many things, where this might put you more in a pigeonhole, so to speak. And then you have this and this and that. I love that. It just did not go with my photos. And 2 more sheets. So all of them are that floral, but then when you turn them over, you have that ombre wash. Isn't that fun? So yeah, Garden Poetry. I knew I would remember it, and I will be using it the whole month of May. So sorry. Okay, I hope I'm not glitching. I don't think I am. I look like I am on my iPad, but I don't know. I have 3 people here. Hey! Okay, so we're going to kind of get ourselves started. And we kind of want this pattern to be run through the center of our page. Okay? Patty's here. All right, so I am going to just kind of dry fit so that I can make sure I have even margins here. So I have 1 1/4 here, and I have 1 1/4 here. Excellent. So we're going to put this piece down first. Hope everybody has enjoyed their weekend. I hope you were able to do a little crafting over the weekend for National Scrapbook Day, which was officially yesterday. I just thought, well, we'll just continue it into today. So I kind of went where it was lighter at the top and darker at the bottom. And I do need to look back at my sketch here in a second. Oh, 1 1/2 inches from the bottom is, or I'm sorry, 1 1/4 inches from the bottom is where I'm going to place this. All right, I need to go back to my photo of my thought process. Okie dokie. Next, we're going to bring in some of our cardstock. So I'm going to move that pattern paper aside for a second. And I'm going to bring my 4 by 12 inch piece in of the green. And I'm going to put this all the way to the far right. So it should line up right at my 8 inch, because it is 4 inches. So it's the last 4 inches of my right hand side of my layout. Now we're going to bring a little bit of that blue over by using the floral side, and that is going to come right next to this green to tie these 2 parts together again. So this is 1/2 inch by 12. I'm going to put that right next to this green. And this green is, let's see, shaded spruce. Isn't that a pretty color? I'm like working my way through all my close to my heart colors, and I am almost out. Almost out of my paper, out of cardstock paper, which is very unbelievable. Next, we're going to take our 1/4, and that's going to go here. So it'll bookend that piece. And then we're going to take our 2 other pieces that are 1 1/4 by 6 1/2 and a 1 1/4 by 11 1/4. And those 2 pieces are going to run right there. And that shaded spruce is going to be pulled in by using that floral pattern. Okay, now I need to find liquid adhesive. My other Barely Art is over on the other table. Okay, put this on next. Just like that. All right, and now we have these two pieces that we need to put on, and I think I want to bring them down just a bit more. I don't want that much of a border because we still have our 1 inch by 6 1/4 and our 1 inch by 11. And that's going to go here. So I think I want to bump it down just a little. I'm going to lay it at 1 3/4 from the bottom is going to be my shaded spruce. Yeah, Matt went to go get me more cough syrup so I can make it through the work week because I have to go in. I have so much to do. The kids are testing. I have 2 more IEPs this week. And I think another one next week and another one the following week. And then I might be done. Maybe. I don't know. So again, this shaded spruce piece is at 1 3/4 from the bottom. When I say that, I mean this very bottom line lines up at that 1 3/4. And then the floral shaded spruce piece will butt right up to it. All right, just like that. Now let's bring in our photos. Now these photos, I was digging through my photo box and I'm like, oh my goodness, I never scrapbooked this. This was one of the first years I was teaching in Dearborn, and my teammate Andrea and we went to Chicago for a weekend. So I thought, oh, might as well scrapbook that. So we went to the aquarium and we walked along the river, or the lake, I should say. I'm going to set those there. And then I have, okay, why is that fitting? There we go. And then while we were there, we also went and had our hair done at, I want to say, I can't remember the name of the salon, but we went and had our hair done by somebody at a fancy salon. And then our hotel was like an old-fashioned hotel, but it was in the city of Lincoln Park, which was right next to the Miracle Mile. And it was quite the cool hotel, from what I can remember. I don't have any other pictures. So this was pretty much the photos that I had found. So look how young and skinny. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to put, these are my 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 are going to fit right along this edge. We had such a good time teaching together. We taught 4th grade. And then I moved to special ed, and she moved to a different building. And she actually retired a couple years ago. So she is already done. And we started at the same time. We both got hired in together. Okay. Sorry. I normally would mat these, but there's ones, like they're either too dark or they're too light. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. And they were that old-fashioned glossy paper. Oof. I'm trying to think what else we had done. I know we went to the Science Center. We went to the aquarium. We had our hair done. We shopped up and down the Miracle Mile. I just don't remember anything else that we did. I probably should have wrote myself some notes. But, you know. And if anybody has commented, I'm sorry, I'm unable to see comments because it's not coming up on my iPad at all. And I don't know why. Technology, I tell ya. It's good and it's bad. Okay, so we got our photos on, and now comes the fun part, the embellishing. And that's really my favorite part. So, I went through my stash, and I found all kinds of fun things. This was from a paper pumpkin kit. I was like, oh yeah, we're using that. And I found some tags. So I thought, oh, that'd be fun. We flew. So I had found this fun little ephemera piece. And then, again, went deep diving, stash busting on my parts. Okie dokie. So we're going to kind of do a cluster there. And I'm going to do a cluster overlapping here and then one here. So let's start with our left-hand side. So I made sure that I had brought in all of the same colors to all of my clusters. So I have the green, and I have that bronzy, and then I have my tag, and then I have some crumb cake. So these two parts are going to overlap each other. I think I want them sort of overlapping my photos a little. I think kind of like that. And I'm going to try to keep it on the blue. Okay, so then we have, I found this circle. This was an old close to my heart paper, and it has little snowflakes on it. I'm like, well, how perfect is that? You know, we went in February during midwinter break when we used to have those. All right, we need this adhesive again. And I want to tuck this under this tag. And I'm going to allow it to come out. Just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing with the green. Okay. And I'm going to tuck this under. And it's pretty close to shaded spruce. I want to say it's more old olive, but it's close enough. And then I'm going to put that circle right there to kind of cover up. Now we need some foam tape. And I don't know, do I have any sitting here? I sure do. Okie dokie. So I want the plain here, and then, well, let's see. I think I want the plain so it's kind of covering up the whole of the tag. And then I'm going to do our trip coming from under that. And I'm going to keep that flat. just like that. And now we're going to do the word Chicago. And I'm going to kind of, let's see, let's grab a ruler. This is something I like to do when I'm using my sticker, like alphabet stickers. I will put my ruler down and then using my ruler and my Versamat as a line to help me make sure that it would be straight. Okay, C-H-I, shit. Now I need another C. Hopefully I spelled this correctly. C. And then an A. The new catalog comes out on Tuesday. Ladies, wait till you see that one. That catalog is spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. There's so much goodness in there. And an O. Okay, let's put our O here. So now all I have to do is bring my layout back in. And I can fit this. Let's get back to being on the Versamat straight. There we go. I'm just going to press my letters on using my thumb. I will now carefully remove the bottom half of those letters. Now I have them perfectly spaced and straight. So that's just a little tip for you. Okay, so we have that cluster done. Let's work on this bottom cluster down here. And we are going to bring in those same elements. And this one, I am going to let it overlap my photo. Since the other one is going to be high, this one needed to be a little bit lower. And I have this fun little ephemera piece. So much of who we are is where we have been. And that I think I want to foam that up. So let's put a little bit of foam on that. And before I stick that down, I'm going to kind of get it situated of where I want everything else. So I'm going to put down the green spot first, the green sprig. Because I know I want that coming out from underneath. And I'm going to allow that to go like so. And then my bronzy leaf, I just ripped it apart because I wanted it coming out of the bottom as well as the top. And now we'll do the bottom one. And when you're building your embellishment clusters, you kind of want not necessarily the same things, but you want similar pieces to be on and in those clusters so that your eye travels around nicely. And I'm going to bring another one of those little snowflake circles in. And I'm going to put it underneath. I don't think I'm going to use that one. So far we've repeated the green sprig, the bronze sprig, and the brown rectangle, and our snowflake circle. So now comes our last one. So this one, I'm going to have it overlapping our photo on that right-hand side. Like that. Okay, and I'm going to do that there. And then we can do something like that. I don't think I need the full sprig, so we're gonna rip that apart. And I'm going to do a smaller sprig. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. The video will be moved over to the YouTube channel this week. And I also will move it to the public business page, because this is that VIP page where you ladies get to see it first and live with me. Okay, and then we're going to put that on top. Like so. And then I found this little ephemera piece. Isn't that fun with the suitcase? It's so cute. I thought, oh, that'll be perfect for this last little cluster. So sorry. You know, when children come to school sick, they tend to get their teachers sick. Okay, so all we have left now to do is add some bling bling to this. And I know the perfect ones. I'm going to use the natural matte dots. And I believe I'm going to use that dark, dark blue. So I'm going to put one here. And a big one there. And well, let's use the big one for the eye of Chicago. And now we'll do some littles. I'm going to go this side like that. And I always just kind of eyeball it. Where could I put it so that it's creating a visual triangle? Oh, I could kind of go high, and I think I will. Let's go up there. We're going to go low on that. And this one I think I'm only going to do 2. I did 3 here and 3 there. And I believe that is it. And then I would just do a little bit of strip journaling right down here, and I will do that after we are done with tonight's class. So I hope you enjoyed this for National Scrapbook Weekend, Scrapbook Day, whatever. Yeah, my video totally froze on me. 100%. Oh, I see you, Suzanne. This one's a fun layout. It really is. So you could always do a flip flap if you had more photos, things like that. And I probably should have put this one in the center, or like this photo should have been down here, and I should have gone up one, because this has her twice like that. But it's okay. She's here twice, and I'm here twice, so it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. So this was probably, let's see, we both started teaching in 1996 in Dearborn. And I want to say this was like 1997. So yeah, the good old 90s. Love it. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's class and that you're able to sit down and do a little bit of scrapbooking yourself. So have a super evening, and I will see all of you, well, some of you on Thursday for our regular card class. And the rest of you, I'll see you next Sunday for Sunday Fun Day. Have a good evening.